Well, welcome, Soul Tribe family. We have a very special treat today. We have Lewis Herms, who is running for governor of California. And we want to get him elected because California is a friggin' mess. All right. We know to say that's putting it mildly. We want to get rid of grew scum, new scum. So I'm going to just give it away to you, Lewis. First of all, I'm sure everyone knows you, but why don't you give a little background as why you decided to run for governor and just about your platform? And I'm also going to bring up your website while you're talking, if you don't mind, to get people acquainted and get people over
Sure.
there.
Absolutely. It's interesting. So Newsom is actually timed out, so he can't run again. But so what he's doing is he's spending his last year to completely destroy California, and all the bills, propositions. It's completely demonic, if you want to ask me. It's just the worst. And then his replacements on from his party are crazy. So what happens is, as you and maybe some of your audience know, is my background is making documentaries and touring the country and trying to wake people up with the truth. So I said, let me go see what these Republican candidates are doing, because I already knew that the deep state Democrats were compromised. So I also know that a lot of the Republicans are compromised, especially in California. I said, let me take a look at the candidates. And some of the candidates seem to be good guys. Some of them are fairly principled. But I noticed unilaterally, they weren't talking about ending child trafficking. They weren't talking about election fraud. And they weren't talking about the tyranny and the medical mafia that exists in California, which really frustrate me, because that should be the principal concerns, not secondary or not at all in some cases with them. So I did what I did, and I said, okay, God, what am I doing now? And I thought for sure the answer is going to come back like it always does. Hey, go do a documentary, tour California, wake the people up. And that wasn't the answer. The answer came back as you're running for governor. I said, whoa, that wasn't in my playbook. So I argued a little bit and then started to investigate it and worked with my wife, because my wife was a hard no. Took her a long time to come around, because she understands, and I've been attacked. Some people say I'm the most highly suppressed truther in the entire truther movement, because I'm #1 rated hate guy on the Southern California Southern Poverty Law Center's website, and they have a half a billion dollars to go after people like me. And because you can't get my message anywhere, it has to come from other platforms. So that being said, we knew we were going to get attacked, and I've been poisoned 2 times on tour, and we've gone through a lot. So my wife was very concerned, but the reality is we have to fight for the children, and we have to fight for the future of everybody. And we're fighting for the people that don't even agree with us. And that's the irony about what's going on. So I decided to jump in, and we're running against an establishment on both sides, from the Democrat and Republican establishment, and we're done with it. So we have to stand up for principles and what we believe in, and nobody's going to fight as hard as myself and the people that are in my campaign, and that's a guarantee.
Beautiful, beautiful. Bring myself back in. You were poisoned? Wow.
Yeah,
That is
2 times.
unbelievable, Lewis. Did you
Just
figure out who it was, or?
we think we know who the first person was. In fact, we're about 90% sure, and we have an idea of the second person. The second time I got poisoned, we're not completely sure. It's interesting, and this is purely for what? Because I did truth tours, because I have something called Screw Big Gov, because I have documentaries on human trafficking. We don't know why, but something about our messaging is not liked by the evildoers. So. And we are in a dark versus light battle right now, in my opinion.
Absolutely, we definitely are. That's where I first found you and fell in love with you, with screwbiggov.org a long time ago. When I first woke up, you're one of the first people I started to watch, and I have a lot of respect and admire you. Thank you for what you do, Lewis, honestly. And I know it's not easy, being attacked and being a truther or a patriot nowadays is not easy. But you're towing the line for the good, for God, and we certainly appreciate that. We have a lot of people, I have a lot of viewers and subscribers from California, and they want you big time as their governor. It is a mess there. We see no, none of us really watch the lamestream media, but we watch all the news, and we know what's going on with all the, social, on alternative media or social media. So, Lewis, why don't you tell us basically what are the main bullet points of your platform, and how do you want to change California for the better? It needs a lot of change.
Yeah, it does. We actually put on our website 17 issues and solutions, but ending child trafficking is a massive, massive undertaking. If you actually do the math and can get down into it like we have, it turns out that it's the number one economy from a profit standpoint in all of California. Now let's wrap our heads around that. The number one is child trafficking, but nobody wants to talk about this issue. Right? That's phenomenal to me. Election fraud is another one. Suppression of free speech, and one of the ones nearest and dearest to my heart. In fact, they've caught and called me Super Maha because of it. It's our health and vitality or lack thereof. Our foods are being poisoned. There's a medical mafia that's pretty much running California and running social media right now. I call it big pharma. So we're going after that. We can absolutely we have the technology right now to reduce everybody's electricity bills by 80% and eventually move them to something called 0 point energy, where they won't pay their bills. Their own house would be sustainable. The reason why the swamp doesn't like that is because that would make you sovereign and autonomous, not tied to the system. But we have the ways to do that. We know that the budget is at least 70 to 80% waste, fraud, and abuse. So imagine immediately going in there, auditing, eliminating all the waste, fraud, and abuse. Now you have a surplus in there, which we're going to have to figure out, because it looks like the bonds are going to make us bankrupt in California. So we have a lot to do. But then can you eliminate taxes when you eliminate 70% of the budget? Sure. Bye income tax, bye property tax. And then this will help homelessness. This is going to help the economy. This is going to bring in new jobs. So certain little things that we do, and I always say, if it's simple, it's God's work. If it's messy, it's something else. Well, these are simple things will affect so many other challenges that we have in the state of California.
Yeah. Wonderful. So, and what do you have, if you have any plans, and I'm sure you do, about what's going on with these poor people that are suffering from the Palisades fire? It's just awful what they've gone through. Now there's scuttlebutt that they're not being allowed to build their homes, and that New Scum is having it so that big, like, say, corporations and builders and developers are coming in and trying to buy up the land and take their land from them. So what have you heard about that? And what, if you are elected, what are you going to do to help these people and make sure there's no fires again? They were so negligent. I call her Mayor Ass, not Mayor Bass. She was so negligent.
Yeah. I'm going to change the word negligent into intentional and complicit, because I believe that's what's really going on in California in regards to the fires. Now, we
Absolutely.
are actually doing something about the Palisades land grab right now. We're not waiting to be governor. Like all the things we do, we don't wait to be governor before we have a solution. I've already been down to the Palisades, talked to the Palisades people. Going up on our website within the next few days, we're actually going to have a claim of land, which is a legal affidavit that you can fill in. We already spent the money on it. We get the PDF developed. It's going to go up on our website, and you can claim your land. And what it is, it's actually written by an attorney. You have to put in your information. We'll have a link to a title company or something on the web that you can put all your information in there. And it says, we are not abandoning our land due to this fire. And what happens is, and then we're going to have you notarize it. None of this, we're not going to charge anything, except you got to pay for your own notary. Have you notarized it, then you send it into the county. Now, why does this make so much sense? Because right now the Chinese nationalists are going throughout Palisades. We have all the evidence, and they're trying to buy up these lands in swaths, big swaths, because they have to build contiguously to put in their their low-income housing, their apartments, their condos, their 15-minute cities, whatever we want to call it, they have to build contiguously. So if we just have 1 out of 5 people go ahead and fill out this affidavit, which is free, that starts breaking up, and they don't want to purchase the land anymore because they can't build around other homes. And this is beautiful because when the title company runs it, they'll say, there's no abandonment. They're claiming their property. Very simple solution, very free. We're already doing on it. You guys can contact us now if you want it, or just wait a few days, and it's going to be up on both our screwbiggov.com and our hermsforcali.com websites. They'll be up there. People can fill it out and do something about it. And that's what we've been doing for over 5 years now, is we find solutions to these issues. We don't wait for somebody to come save us.
That is amazing. That's amazing. And scrolling below us right now is www.hermsforcali.com. And I'll put the link for screwbigdove.com for all those people that want to access that website and if they need to sign up. Now, here's another question. I'm glad you corrected me. It wasn't negligent. It was absolutely criminal. It was very intentional. I mean, you don't just not fill your reservoirs. You don't downsize your fire department, and you don't have empty fire hydrants for no reason. It's definitely intentional. So I'm glad you said that. Now, what about this high-speed rail, right? With the millions of dollars, and not one rail has been, laid down. What is the deal with that, Lewis? And what are you going to do to get those funds and redistribute them, or do something about it? Because it's so criminal what they've done.
It's flat theft is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the bond issues in California. They just steal the money and they do nothing or little. And it's all for political payoffs. It's just absolutely disgusting. So we're going to go in immediately and see if there's any money left from that. Because the reality is they probably paid a lot of contractors and they've defaulted and so on and so forth on their obligations, would be my guess. And those are just the money that's been distributed back to the politicians and so on and so forth. So if there's something left, we're going to return it to the people. If there's not something left, well, and in addition to, we're also going to go full prosecution mode on all this bond theft stuff. And we're in the middle of doing it right now. There's been a bond issue that my attorney has brought to the Attorney General of California 8 months ago. That's completely being ignored because they know if they don't ignore it, it's going to take down the many in the legal system all throughout California.
That's wonderful. I'm so glad you're on to that. And let's talk about one of the biggest issues, the illegal invaders. So what we see it all the time, and and just the violence and going against ICE. It was a mess a few months ago in California. So how did you deal with that being a citizen, and what are you going to do to stop that? And do you have a plan to work with law enforcement, ICE? What is your stance on that? And what is your plans for that?
Well, a law broken is a law broken. And this is a myth that I hear people try to justify illegal immigration. I can tell you is I talk to Hispanics all the time. My wife's Hispanic, and they are livid with illegal immigration because her and her families and everything else, they've done it the right way. And now suddenly you can jump in front of the line and get paid to do so.
Right.
It's ridiculous. And for President Trump to get a lot of hate for this is absolute deep state manipulation. Obama, I believe, did 5 to 5.2 million deportations in his reign. President Trump's not even up to 3 million yet.
Right.
Think about it. So for them to even come after him, it's pure propaganda. ICE is doing their job, and we should deport all illegals, not just the criminals. And I know this upsets a lot of people, but you got to think of the ramifications of this. The idea is they're trying to give them driver's license, not voter IDs, because they're outlawing voter IDs in California, but they want to give them an identification as a California resident. Therefore, you can be on the voter rolls. Does people not see what's really going on here? It has nothing to do about compassion for illegals or not compassion. It just has to do with facts. And we're in a system of a takeover right now. We are a captured operation, and this is just one of their tools. So I will wholeheartedly support law enforcement to do their job, and that is to support ICE and report appropriately, right? And deport. And the reality is, if you want to come in legally, no problem. We have more legal immigration in this country than in any other country in the world. So we don't do a bad job in that. That's a myth. We just have to, all we ask you to do is do it the right way, get documented so we know who you are. Because there's a huge amount of criminals that are coming over here. People are dying because of this. And you know who's really taking a hit? Is people in the inner cities that are already taking a hit are taking a huge hit because of illegal immigration. The Hispanic community that really wants to work and do something is taking a massive hit because of illegal immigration. So we need to be a lot more responsible on this and call it what it is. We cannot sugarcoat this issue any longer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a problem everywhere, everywhere. And the fact that, and I'm not against immigration. I'm in the middle of a divorce now, but when I had to sponsor my husband, he was coming here from Canada. We had to get biometrics, we had to get a lawyer, we had to pay a lot of money. We had to get attestations. It was not easy, and it's not fair for people to jump the line. And you're absolutely right. Obama, it was okay for Obama to deport all these people, and he said millions, and he deported probably more than Trump has already, but that was okay. It's the hypocritical, the double standard with the Democrats and the Republicans. Now you're an independent, right, Lewis, if I'm
Right.
not wrong?
That's
Yeah,
right.
I'm an independent too. I like that. Now
Yeah.
what made you independent, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, my biggest challenge is if we go back to the founding fathers, um, John Adams, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, they all said the destruction of America, in essence, is a two-party system. Because what happens in California, most importantly, we have an illusion of choice. So the swamp has sold us, the parasites that run things have sold us that we have choice. We don't have choice. We already know the Democrat. By the way, this isn't about the Democrat people. I have love for the Democrat people. This is about the politicians. The
Yes.
political Democrats, they already know they're part of the swamp. We know that. So the deep state, they're fine with that, whoever that is. So what do? Is they take all their focus in a primary, that's when we build up to the general, to support somebody that's pretending to be a Republican, somebody that's not even a Republican. They pretend to be. They make sure that they're bought off completely. So now you have an illusion of choice where you go into the general election thinking that you're actually voting for somebody with your value set. But when you just look at their voting record after they get in, 80 to 90% of Republicans vote against party line. They vote with the Democrats. So it's an illusion of choice. So I said I can't be part of that game. I have one alliance, and that's to we the people. That's it. It's pretty simple. So I don't give a darn if you have a D or R next to your name. I really want to know what you're about. That's what matters. And we have selfishly, we the people have gone into the ballot box, me included. I'm guilty of this in the past, and just voted all R's or all D's because I didn't take the time. So I say, if we can spend 2 hours a day on Instagram, can't we spend 2 hours every 2 years on actually vetting a candidate and the ballot issues? I think that's our obligation.
Absolutely. And the way that the deep state has made this country and has made every country is that they pin groups against each other, Democrats versus Republicans, gay, straight, black, white. It's ridiculous. And the thing is that we should be banding together
Yep.
and fighting them like screw big gov than
Exactly.
each other. But it's like that by design everywhere. So I totally agree. So, Lewis, what you have this big debate coming up on Saturday. Do you want to talk about that and the challenges and what you're doing to prep for it?
Yeah, so it's actually so on November 8th, which is Saturday in San Marcos, California, which is next to Carlsbad in San Diego County. We're very excited about this. So we have the debate, which is in the evening, But in the morning at the same location, we actually have a rally for my campaign with
Ooh.
incredible speakers coming to the rally to support us. So that'd be a light, nice rally. There's a flag parade they're doing. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have some amazing musicians and artists there, and then somewhere around probably 11:30, I'll speak, and that is in the morning. So that is the big event. That's free. People can go to hermsforcali.com, click on events, and that's absolutely free. They RSVP though. We would request they RSVP so they can get on the list. Go there. And then in the evening, if you want to see the debate against me and Steve Hilton and all the the Republican candidates, that's going to be epic. You can actually go to hermsforcali.com and click on events. Then you would scroll to the bottom, and we have debate tickets on sale there. Actually, the lowest price out there, because I subsidize part of that because I want to get as many people to the debate as possible.
Oh, great. Okay, so anyone who wants to go to Herms for Cali, which is below, scrolling below, and then they can sign up. Okay, great. That's awesome.
I think this will be a major changing event in our political climate in California. I think people are going to wake up quickly after this.
Oh, so people, if you are in California, go to this event. If I were in Cali, I definitely would. I wish Lewis could be the governor of my state in Massachusetts. We were talking about that before the show, before we started taping.
Very
So,
similar corruption.
oh yeah, big time. It's just that I have a much smaller state, that I live in a much smaller state. Now, when you win, I'm going to say when you win, because we're going to do the art of manifestation. Are you
Absolutely.
going to be stuck with Mayor Bass? And how are you going to deal with all, let's say, the minions of Newscomb that might still be in office? Or is there going to be a changing of the guards? I'm not sure what's exactly on the
Sure.
ballot in Cali.
Sure. Well, I'm not sure if Bass is up for reelection then or not, but all the parasites that are in the political apparatus and all the bureaucrats, the NGOs that are involved, and the corrupt corporations, we are going to do our best to prosecute them, not politically, just if they're doing wrong and they're breaking the law, we're going to find that law and we're going to make sure that we're going after them. The other thing we're going to do is I have a website that's going up, will be exposure.ca.gov. And we're going to start exposing the parasites that are doing evil things in California when they don't have the best interest of we the people. And that's mega important.
Oh, that's great. That is so great. Now, about the entertainment industry and Hollywood, what, since you live in California, can you confirm that is Hollywood dead? People moving out? What's your take on what's going on there?
It sure seems like it. In fact, I don't, if you watch movies, and my wife and I love movies. Well, I think she endures me. I love movies. She just tends to support me in loving movies. Um, but because I work so hard, I'll take a little bit of entertainment here and there, right? So I like watching movies, and I've noticed that there seems to be a changing of the guard, where many of the A-list actors you don't see anymore, and some that you do see, I don't know, maybe I should put my tinfoil hat on, but it looks like CGI to me or something like that. It looks different. And
Yes,
we've had reports that people that work in certain areas in Hollywood are not seeing the same characters that they've seen in the past. So very interesting to see what's happening there. But they need to change their satanic ideologies, in my opinion, and just do the best that they can without any agenda. And that's the challenge: is why on earth would any entertainment industry, sports included, have an agenda? How about they just put up a good product and let the people decide? What a concept.
exactly. Exactly. I think that that was probably one of the first, with media and Hollywood and entertainment industry, was probably one of the first ways that people woke up. And it's really disconcerting what people have had to do to make it in the industry. They're all basically satanic. They've had to do horrible things. And I agree. There's a lot of masks, 2 and 3.0s, clones, who knows? But so, yeah, it seems like people that are into real estate is saying that all their homes are up for sale. So there is a cleansing out of Hollywood. And I think God and the light is going to take back Hollywood, the music industry, entertainment. I mean, look what's happening with the NBA. I mean, it's all coming out in the wash now. So it's like these dark demons, they can run, but they can't hide. They're gonna have to pay the piper someday, and it's coming soon, right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. The
Yeah,
darkness, the reason why I think the darkness is so bad right now is because they can't go anywhere. So the cockroaches are just scurrying. And I believe the time of goodness is actually right around the corner. So what happens in my belief system is the evil is doing as much damage as they possibly can right now, because
right.
that's what they do. Instead of just going away, they want to take a piece of us with them. And I believe that's what's going on.
Absolutely. They're on their last legs, and if there's a wild animal that's cornered and is ready to die, they're gonna fight till their death. They're gonna fight. They're gonna go down kicking and screaming. So absolutely. So, Lewis, I don't want to keep you long because you're a busy, busy man. You've got a lot going on. So, what last words do you want to say to the audience, to people that the Californians that you want to gain their vote, or just to anybody that wants to be a part of your campaign? Because California is such a big state. What happens in Cali kind of branches out to what's happening into the rest of the US. And it's such a big state. So, what last words do you have to say to the subscribers and the viewers today?
Well, California is the grand prize for the deep state cabal. That's the reality. So where California goes, the rest of the country and the rest of the world will follow. So we need to put our focus there. The nice thing is we can have volunteers from anywhere in the world. So if you go to hermsforcali.com, click on volunteers, you can volunteer from anywhere in the world. We'll find a place for you. You can actually donate from anywhere in the world. So we'll take massive donations. We're up against a huge financial apparatus on, I believe, what I would consider deep state candidates. So we need your money. Hate to say it, but it is what it is at this point with the political climate. So you can also click on the donate button. But you know what I also take? I take a lot of prayers, because this is we the people getting together. And on social media, find my social media. You can find that also on my website, and just start liking and commenting. Believe it or not, your comment has as much value as somebody with 1 million followers to the algorithm. So it's very important that we start getting involved and push us over the top. When I see us, this is a we the people battle. This is not a Lewis Herms battle. So we need to get together on this one.
Wonderful. And you recently got one of your YouTube channels back with, am I correct?
No, I
Or no,
didn't.
a
I was,
different one?
in
Oh,
fact, I keep hearing all my friends said they got theirs back. I go, well, it's crickets on this side of because I'm not getting mine back yet.
are you on Rumble or any other social media?
Absolutely. In fact, if somebody just goes to our website, hermsforgalley.com, and they can click on where we are, you'll see all the links to everything we do. It'll make it easy for them.
All right, awesome. Well, Herms for Cali, scrolling down below. I'll also put it in the description as well as all the information. Folks, we gotta get Lewis Herms elected. We have to get him as governor of California. He is a force to be reckoned with. He's taken on the deep state. We love our Lewis. So Lewis, I'm going to say a prayer for you. We're all going to say a prayer for you. And anytime you want to come on this channel, you're more than welcome. Thank you so much for taking this time. And we look forward to your, what is it, inauguration. We look forward to you being the governor, the next governor of California.
Come to the big party on that day.
Woohoo! All right. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.